Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Coaster. Finally, it's been a while. My PC is completely fixed. But the thing is, since I started this up again, I think it's been a month or so, I kind of just lost all my inspiration for all the things that I wanted to do still for this castle. And on top of that, I kind of feel like I just don't want to work in this full park anymore. It's so laggy. And if I would just, like I said, make a very cool ride with a story and have to work underground and do lots of more stuff in this park, it would just drive me crazy, honestly. So I decided to just wrap this up. This is gonna be the last episode, guys. I'm sorry you had to wait for it such a long time. It was not something I planned, but when I was building this, what you're seeing right now, over here I still thought I would just make the ride the way I planned it. So I got the knights out, and this was kind of the start of the ride where you would see the princess hanging out in the gardens and the knights would come and get her to get her inside because the castle was under attack by aliens, all that kind of stuff. So when I was working on this, that was all still the plan, but it was just laggy. And yeah, like I said, when you stop for a long time, you can just kind of lose all the inspiration you had. I was in a flow and I was working on everything at the same time, and I was wrapping up this park. I was really excited to get this started, but at this point it's just not working for me anymore. So instead of torturing myself and just keeping to it, I decided to wrap it up here. So I hope you guys won't mind too much, but it's time to move on. So for this last episode, we'll be making this garden piece, and that's something, like I said, that was part of the story. So I moved it later on, and you won't see that. I did a lot off screen, and I'm sorry for that, but I just really needed to finish this. So this one will be moved to the back side of the castle. I completely finished the castle off screen because we already did an episode out of that, and I could have done 4 more, or maybe that's a little bit too much, but at least 2 more. And I was just like, I'm just gonna work on the gardens and the coaster, and I will show you in real time what I did off screen, and I will give you a full tour through the whole castle. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm really satisfied with how the castle looks. I wish I could get it in a blueprint, but like always, it's just a little bit too much. Even with the 4,000 pieces, it's just not fitting in a blueprint. I think it's about 5,000, and I don't know how I would be able to get it down to 4. But I'm sure I'll be making lots of other cool things in the future where I will try to focus more on blueprints and bring some cool stuff for you guys to download. But first I'm gonna take a little break from Planet Coaster after this. Like I said, I want to focus on some other games. I have a list of games I would love to play for the channel. So I'm gonna do that first, and we'll see when I get back to this and when I have something cool to show you and in what kind of way that will be. I have no clue yet. I'm sure that I will get back to it. I know there are expansions coming too. I know they will be on E3 next week, so that is really exciting, and I can't wait what they will announce there. I will be following that, of course, like every year. I really love E3, so much so that when it's over, I'm always like 11 months until E3 and 9 months until E3 6. So yeah, I really love E3, and I can't wait to see what Frontier will bring next. Maybe we'll get some news about expansions, maybe about Planet Safari, which is something I really hope, even though that would seem a little bit soon, right after Planet Coaster was released a few months ago. So I'm not expecting it at all, but it would be really cool. Either way, I can't wait to see what they bring and other game companies. It kind of feels different this year because now it kind of feels like my research, what kind of games will come out, what kind of games will I play for the channel, so that's really exciting for me. So the Topiary Garden is almost finished over here. I went with this kind of swirly design, and we'll bring that into this part of the castle a little bit more, into the gardens with some pathing later on. First I'm gonna close this off because, yeah, like I said, here I was still thinking that I was gonna do this crazy ride, and yeah, that's not gonna happen anymore. So, but we'll move the topiary garden to the backside over there, and over here we're gonna work on the coaster. So I kind of went with my old ideas, just something a little bit easier. You know by now that I'm a perfectionist, so it was kind of hard for me just to let this whole thing go, and I was thinking about it a lot. It was not like, alright, so I just don't feel like it, so I'm gonna stop doing it. It wasn't like that at all. It was really just, I don't feel it. I don't feel the inspiration. I don't feel like I can create something when I am not feeling it. It's just as simple as that. So I kind of went with my old idea, and we're starting with the coaster now, which is just gonna snake around the castle, kind of. I think it looks really cool in the end, even though this wasn't the plan at all. I was kind of planning to work on the ground and create some different rooms, so it feels like you're in different places with all the portals, which would have been awesome, I'm sure. But I rather just keep that kind of idea for something I want to work on in the future, where I will just focus on, yeah, creating a really cool story. I'm really happy that I decided to do this, because then I can just focus and put some new energy and a new style to something, and yeah, just create something new. It was kind of hard to get this coaster to go through all these tight spaces and make it look good at the same time. It took me quite a while to get the coaster the way I wanted it to be. Even though I'm wrapping it up now, I wasn't about to just drop this project and feel like screw it. I really want a cool finished product. We've put so much work in this park, and we've been on it for months, and I really feel like the final product should at least look good from close up as well as afar. So yeah, I'm really happy with the result in the end, and the castle is just so cool. I really love the castle. I can't wait to show you in real time what I've done there and how everything worked out, even though you can see the outside of it pretty well right now. This part was really hard for me, I don't know why, but just making it climb up through the castle was really nice, because you can control the speed with these boosters, these linear boosters, I believe they are called. So that's really nice. But then when it has to go down, and I already, how do I say this, kind of occupied a lot of space around the castle, I didn't want it to be too cluttered. So I only wanted to use this left side over here to get the coaster down and back to the station. But this is a pretty large drop, so at this point I believe I'm just gonna finish it up so it gets back to the station, and we'll edit this a little bit later on, because I just really wanted to see the results to see what I needed to adjust. So I'm just getting it back to the station right now, and then we'll adjust the back side and the left side of the castle a little bit more. I still wanted a looping right over here, which I'm gonna add now, and then on the left side, well, right now the right side of the castle, we'll do something else, so it will just look like it's finished. And it even looks a little bit, it's not symmetrical at all, but it looks very well balanced when you look at the front side of the castle with how the coaster is looking, which is really cool. So I'm happy I got it that way, and it took me quite a bit of time to get it exactly how I wanted it. Oh, and something I really love is when you're in the village area and you look up and you see this skyline of the castle, which is really awesome. That's something I definitely wanted. I was really just building it up as much as I could, instead of just making it wider like I've done before. So I just really wanted a high castle, so you would see it from, you can see it probably from every part of the fantasy area, which is really cool. Alright, so that was it for the coaster, and now we're just gonna finish everything up. I could have done way more, like make really pretty gardens and stuff like that, but yeah, I just really wanted to finish this up now. I've been playing Planet Coaster since April last year. Not like that's a big deal, but the amount of time I've spent in Planet Coaster is kind of crazy. Alright, yeah, I just checked my Steam, which is probably really weird for you because this is just going on and on for you guys. But I've played 545 hours of Planet Coaster since June 6th last year, and then I know I spent over 200 hours playing the alpha. So that was the start of the game, of course, and I was just playing all day, every day. When I started doing series for you guys, there's also a lot of time working on editing, and I was working on Pirate Haven, I believe, when the second alpha hit. So yeah, spent a lot of hours in Planet Coaster. That was kind of the point, and I really need a break. But I love this game so much. I always love that feeling of when I get some new inspiration and I'm really just excited about starting a new project. So can't wait for that to happen again. Now just working a little bit on the front of the castle, and we'll just go all over the place and finish everything up. Like I said, I could have done way more. I feel like I just wanted to do so much more before, but I kind of kept with the theme of it all being very organic in a way. What I mean with that is I wanted to kind of in this area to have more of these man-made flower gardens and stuff like that, but I just went with the theme we were going for with this whole fantasy area and kept it fairly organic in a way, where there's just random plants and bushes around. Now just working on the fountain, I made this hole in the road for a reason, of course. So that's something I wanted to do from the start, and yeah, definitely want the statue of Princess Emily in here. So we're just going through all these fountain items and see what we can come up with. This time we made quite a few fountains already, and I really feel like we should have way more fountain pieces or statues, things that could also just function for a fountain. There's not a lot out there, and they are all in different colors, which is also really weird to me, just not being able to change the color. So you have this more golden bronze looking items, and then more the sandstone kind of looking items. Yeah, they just don't really fit that well together, and most things you can change the color of, so that's still something I really don't understand. We have so many objects that we can change the color of, so why not some of these other things? But yeah, I just used one of these building pieces. I can't remember what it's called right now, so she can stand on it, and I kind of feel like that finished it up quite nicely. So also something I've done before is just overlapping these different fountains, so you can create a kind of a bigger one, more fancy one. Deleting all the leftovers on the side there, and then I thought I should get my fantasy build pack out and just add some of these items throughout the castle gardens. Did I even show you a month ago the castle walls I made? I don't think so. Yeah, I was still working on that before my PC gave out, I guess, and I wanted to show you that in real time when I would start it up again a week later, but that didn't happen. So yeah, that is something I've done off screen, and it worked out pretty well, I feel like. Something else I'm really excited to show you a little bit later on. I think we're almost there. I think about 2 more minutes or something of speed build footage. But I also finished the inside, of course, of the castle. So the interior is also pretty cool. We have this throne room, which was also going to be a part of the ride I was planning before. But still, it looks really cool. It kind of feels like it's now just queue-line scenery, and we have an ATM inside, and we'll place some of these shops like you see over here inside the castle walls, so people will actually go out here. I didn't really plan to make it really fancy, and I didn't really add a lot of detail to it. It's kind of just there, so people will just walk all over the place in here. Also the topiary garden in the back over here, I expanded it quite a bit, so it fills the area pretty nicely and it looks really awesome. So yeah, I think we're gonna cut to real time pretty soon, and I can show you all these little things, and not only little things, but a lot of things that I just done off screen. And it wasn't really the plan, I was just kind of building and working out a new plan, and everything kind of went that way. So I wasn't really planning on doing a lot of these things off screen, but it just kind of went that way. And I think it worked out for the best too, because I would never be able to fit that in one episode. So in the end, I think it's for the best, and I can just show you in real time how it looks. At the end of this video, after the real-time part, we will have a POV of the coaster, of course, and after that I'm thinking that I just want to work on a cinematic, and I'm not just gonna plan that. That's not gonna be next week. I think I won't be able to get that done next week, so I'm just gonna take my time for that, and that way we can finish up this project completely, and I can't wait to show you how the cinematic would look, and I hope it will run well enough for a nice cinematic, because that's something I'm a little bit worried about, the performance at this point. This park is completely full, so yeah, we'll have to see how that works out, and next time I just gonna have to do smaller projects, because this was kind of insane. So, real-time part now. Here we are, and the first thing I wanted to show you was this view. Don't you just love that? I love it, at least. I love how this looks. And immediately you probably noticed these spaceships. That's something we still needed to add to finish the whole theming around this park, and yeah, make it feel like this area was invaded as well. And they are very interested in the castle, as it seems. So let's just go over there, and I will show you really fast how it looks in the dark. I didn't do that much with lighting, so there's nothing really special to see, except for the thing I did from the start when I still had these building pieces out here. I added a lot of lights inside of the windows and inside of this arch thing, so also over here, and I think that just gives a really cool effect. So for that reason, I just didn't want to add that much lighting around it, because that will just, you won't be able to see that anymore. So let's take you around this castle, because you probably haven't really seen how this all looked and how I finished it. I think I can set it to daytime now. I hate when that happens. I always press escape to get out of my hidden UI, and then it goes right away to the menu. So it's probably a little bit too early. Let's do 1 p.m. That's good. Okay, let's hide it again, because it looks way nicer like this. So for the top side over here, I just kind of copied over a lot of towers. I made this one in the middle. I made a few little buildings, so it feels like there is actually something over here, like there could be rooms inside of here. And the back side is was probably the most easy thing to do, because I just copied the front side over to the back, and I changed it up a little bit so it has this nice layered look to it. But yeah, it's mostly the same. Then this side is pretty fun, because inside of here is the throne room that I made, which I really like. And because I already built these pieces beforehand, you've already seen me use those, and I think it's probably fine that I didn't show you the whole process, because it was just a lot of the same of what I did in the front and on the side over here. So that's something you have seen. Then the gardens, well, I think you've seen enough of that just now in the episode. It's nothing really special. Like I said, I could have made these crazy flower gardens like in Disney or something, but yeah, just wanting to wrap this up now. This part I do really like, the topiary garden over here, which is a little bit higher up, and that worked out perfectly with how high the castle floor is over here, because in the front we have these stairs going up, of course. So yeah, I could just make the ground a little bit higher over here, and you have this nice topiary garden with all these swirlies, which I really like. Then let's go inside, and I want to do that from the front. It's a little bit empty on the inside. That's something that I'm not really happy with, but at this point I just don't know what to do anymore. So this middle area is so very empty, but oh well, it is what it is now. I'm just gonna be satisfied with it no matter what. So over here you have this throne area with the knights, and this is all something you can walk towards. So you can sit in these chairs, and I tried to add some entertainment points in here, but nothing really worked out that well. So at least I hope they will be going over here to sit down in the throne. That would be cool. Maybe they should add something in the game like, okay, this is crazy that I'm gonna say this because I'm not really one for selfies and that kind of stuff. I really don't like that kind of thing. But for a game like this, just like in The Sims, you can create these selfie moments, and that would be kind of cool. Maybe that when they see something awesome or they're in an area where there's a lot of scenery, they start to take pictures. Because that's what you do in a theme park when you're younger, at least, or when you go to another country and go through to a theme park you haven't been to yet. You want to take pictures of stuff, and that would just maybe give the gameplay another reason, or the people in the game another reason to go somewhere. And like what I've done now is you have to place these random things everywhere, so people will actually go over there. And even though there's a bench over here they can sit on, it doesn't mean they will go over there. So anyway, enough rambling. Over here, we finished this up. The only things I couldn't really work out that nicely are these roof pieces. There's just a little bit of glitching everywhere, and that's mainly because, maybe I can show you here. Yeah, the bottom side of these items, I didn't want to do that, are different, and it looks very weird, and sometimes still you feel like you need just half a block and not the full block. So yeah, you will have some overlapping, and I tried to avoid it as much as I could. I think I did a pretty good job of it. Yeah, I know there are some places that I have that, but oh yeah, the roof over here I really like. So this was pretty challenging to close this up because this is just a roof outside and it's a very thin piece. So I had to find something that would fit in here. A little bit of texture glitching. Like I said, I try to avoid it as much as I can, but yeah, there's just no escaping it. There will be some. And I see something over here, and that's something I will have to change because, yeah, that just looks weird. Oh, it's just this one. Can I fix it? I can't get it right now. There it is. Yeah, I just need to finish that up because that just looks very awkward to me. Alright. Oh. Like this should be good. Let's see if it did something to the outside as well. No, that's fine. Alright. So yeah, this roof is really cool in my opinion. It's not that easy to make rounded or alternate roofs on the inside. These are the balcony pieces, balcony support pieces, and the castle support pieces. So I think, yeah, that looks really cool. I just wanted to show you some of these details on the inside as well. Alright, so I think that is probably about it for the castle, guys. So let me just give you one last overview, and this is just really cool. The reason that I didn't use this tree more, I wanted it to because it fits perfectly in the fantasy area, but I always felt like this should be a special tree that is only for the kingdom or something like that. And we could have done a lot of cool stuff with it, with this tree in the area, but I felt like this should be something special just for the castle area. So we just have this unique piece in here. You can actually walk down here as well. There is bathing. So I guess that is it. Like I said, I want to give you one last overview of the castle, how it all looks. Probably the thing that bothers me most still about these kind of things is that why does the line have to stop before the water? I just want to attach this lake to the ocean over here. Oh, or is this a lake too? Oh, looks like a very big lake then. But yeah, I just want to attach this water to it, so I kind of faked it in a way where you will have these kind of caves underground where the water flows through over here as well. So it feels like it could be flowing underneath here and still get out, because that just looks really weird to me. But yeah, that is it, guys. Look at this park. It's full. It's completely full. There's no more space left. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching my series. I appreciated every moment of it, every comment, every like. It was amazing to me to discover what kind of YouTuber I want to be. And now that I've done this, and now that I have so many plans for other series as well, other games, I hope you will follow me to where I will start playing those. And yeah, thanks so much for following the series. This meant a lot to me. It was really a crazy journey, and it was a lot of work, and in a lot of ways I think it was a lot more work than I ever could have expected. So it was just a ton of fun, and at the same time sometimes it was so very hard to muster up some new creativity or inspiration to keep at it, you know. So but it was amazing nonetheless. So thank you so much for watching, and this time I can't say I will see you on the next one, but hopefully I will see you on my next series. Bye guys.